Tonight to a Torontonian with an interesting story.
Her name is Lisa Charleyboy. She's an Aboriginal blogger who's inspiring youth within her own culture and well beyond. She spoke this week with Dana.
It is a ritual that dates back centuries. Burning this stick of sage takes a few minutes, and it is how Lisa Charleyboy begins her day.
Thanking for all the wonderful opportunities they have in this life.
She moved to Toronto 8 years ago from a small town in BC to make a difference, not only in her own life, but the lives of thousands of Native youths around the country.
My life's work is to really empower Native youth.
A passion born for her own personal struggles.
My father unfortunately battled with a lot of issues. He was a residential school survivor, and he committed suicide when I was 4. So my family, which was my mother and my 2 older brothers, moved away from my father's family. So I was actually raised outside of my culture.
Charleyboy's father, Jerry, was chief on the Redstone Reserve. Her mother, a Christian missionary from the U.S. After her father's death, her family was not welcome in their Native community.
I wanted to separate myself from my identity as a Native person, as a child and as a youth.
Raised in a fundamentalist Christian home, very different from what her life would have been like on a reserve, she wants to tear down cultural stereotypes.
Through my blog and through social media channels, I've been able to affect and influence a lot of non-Native people on their perceptions of Indigenous and Aboriginal people in Canada and throughout the world.
Social media gives her a voice. Her blog, Urban Girl, gets lots of traffic. Thousands of teens check it out every day.
I've actually had parents come up to me, oddly enough, at events that I've been at and say, you know, my daughter loves your blog.
And beyond a voice for Charleyboy, the blog gives a voice to her community. It tackles racism and highlights Native pop culture.
I knew that I wanted to live in a big city. I definitely knew that at a young age.
But despite her big city dreams, her roots keep her grounded.